Hi guys, today I want to share with you my recent trip to Zimbabwe with my 3-year-old son. And actually it wasn't his first time there, it was his third time. And I've previously done a video, speaking about my experience when he was 7 months old, when he was 1.5 years old. But I can definitely say that, every trip with a toddler feels like a brand new experience. It comes with its new set of chaos, laughter, adventure, but also most importantly, beautiful memories. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tafara. I'm a Zimbabwean mama bear raising an absolutely amazing 3-year-old son here in Germany. And in this space, I talk about motherhood, parenting, and generally, navigating raising a child abroad. Today, I'm just going to be giving a brief review of how our last trip to Zimbabwe went, especially from the perspective of traveling with a toddler. In the video that I previously posted, I did mention that my strategy is to book, a night flight or evening flight to increase the chances of the child sleeping on the plane. So of course, this is what we did this time. Plot twist, he did not sleep the whole flight from Germany to Dubai. He was wide awake. Like, I was so exhausted. I wanted to sleep and he just didn't sleep. And when we got there, he was kind of upset because he was hoping, when we get there, we're in Zimbabwe. And he started complaining and he's like, why are we not yet in Zimbabwe? So at least for now, at the age of 3, the tricks that used to work are now no longer working because, of course, he now has the willpower to choose to stay up. So he was very exhausted. I was very exhausted when we got to Dubai. That was a bit challenging. I'm going to have to see how I, navigate that with future trips. But lucky enough, he did fall asleep, during our layover and also on the next flight. By the time we got to Zimbabwe, he was so sick and tired of being buckled up. It was so hard to contain him, whilst waiting for baggage and stuff like that. He just wanted to be running around, be active, be in motion, being all over the place. My parents picked us up from the airport. When he saw them, he was so excited. He was so happy to finally be in Zimbabwe. So happy to finally be with Gogo and Kulu. He was running. When a child is moving, showing, this is what I wanted. He ran all the way to the car. Of course, crossing the road and stuff like that, we had to be cautious, but he was just happy to be out, finally be in the motherland, stretch his legs and see his loved ones and Gogo and Kulu that he's always seeing on video calls live in person. We got home just in time for dinner. Of course, he was excited to see his aunties, his uncles, cousins and all, but then sat at the table and there was no sadza. So he said to me, Mama, I want sadza. And it just happened to be a day where, we weren't eating sadza. And I said to him, okay, there's no sadza today. You can have your sadza tomorrow. Oh, there was drama. He cried. He said, Mama, I want my sadza. In Zimbabwe, we eat sadza. And to the extent where my mom was like, why are we leaving the child to cry? We can quickly cook a little pot of sadza. And I was like, no, he can wait until tomorrow. So luckily we managed to navigate that and didn't escalate it to having to cook kapotoke sadza. And it was fine. The boy absolutely loves sadza, and that was, eating sadza in the motherland was absolutely amazing for him. Generally, he was introduced to sadza by his auntie and uncle. And since he made that discovery, we've been cooking sadza once a week, just to make sure that he has his sadza. He absolutely loves it. No sadza, no happiness. Okay, on that food note, I know I also said it in the video where I posted the experience of traveling with him when he was a little younger. He really loves Zimbabwean food. Oh, the blueberries were so delicious, so luscious. He ate so many blueberries till he could eat no more. The meat, I'm not going to talk about the meat because anybody that has been to Zimbabwe knows that the meat back home is top tier. And if you haven't been to Zimbabwe, I'd even recommend you just travel there for the meat experience, if not for anything else. But he also really loved the oranges. Oh my gosh. He devoured that orange till my mom was like, has your child never eaten an orange before? She was saying it out of genuine interest because he was like, this is good. He really went in there. And I like to see that my child enjoying food from my home country. If there are things that parents get concerned about when traveling with their children, food in Zimbabwe is absolutely one I don't need to be concerned about because he absolutely loved it. Generally, from a fun factor, what beats good food and good company? Like, seriously, he had his grandparents, he had his aunties and uncles, he had his cousins and great cousins there. He's a social butterfly. He was getting to interact with a lot of people that he usually just sees via video call, and now they were having real time live experiences, once again creating new memories that was so priceless. All right, but generally the combination of my 5-year-old twin nephews and my son, oh my gosh, that was like a tornado trio. It was crazy, absolutely exhausting. From the moment that they woke up till the moment that they finally went to sleep, there was a lot of laughter, there was a lot of play, a lot of fighting, featuring a bit of crying, so much running, so much chaos, beautiful chaos, but it was definitely not a relaxing vacation. But one way we made so many beautiful memories. I haven't even come around to looking at all the photos and videos again because that's just how much fun we had, how much fun we managed to capture. And I love that for the kids. And of course, we had to do the classic and go on a safari. He absolutely loves seeing all those animals, that we read about in his books. Some we've seen at the zoo, but of course it's not the exact same setup, right? His absolute favorite animal, I asked him afterwards, I found this interesting. I wouldn't have predicted that was going to be his favorite, but his favorite was the giraffe. And he got to feed an elephant, to touch it, to stroke it, to be right up close and personal with it, which was really, really priceless. And I hope that he's going to remember that for as long as can be. And if not, we have the beautiful photos and videos. But of course, the trip was not all about, safari and adventure. The most important thing for us was connecting with the family, spending quality time with each other, having good conversations, good vibes, just chilling, And organically, of course, he got to refine his social skills. He learned how to share on a different level, how to fight, how to argue, how to make up again, and how to, to keep that cycle going and still look forward to seeing the same people again the next day. And for him, it was really, really important. I love it. This is something I'm going to always do, and I know he will always appreciate it. So actually then the hard part comes up, right? A few days before, I had to start telling him, oh, we're going to leave Zimbabwe on that day. He wasn't happy about it. He said, Mama, why do we have to leave Zimbabwe? He's like, we can stay here and we just ask Papa to come to Zimbabwe. And whilst, I'm a bit sad for him because he's like, oh, he didn't want to leave. I'm so proud of that. I'm so happy that he has so much fun when he's in the motherland, that he enjoys the company of, family and friends whilst we're at home. And that I know for a fact he's going to be looking forward to going back the next time we go back home. So was the vacation exhausting? Absolutely. Did I get any rest? Not really, but was it worth it? I would say 800%. I absolutely enjoyed seeing my child enjoying Zimbabwe. My son loved every second of his vacation. Except, the flight from Germany to Dubai. And, finding out he hasn't arrived in Zimbabwe yet and not having sadza on day one. But overall, I really enjoyed watching him fall in love with Zimbabwe again. So traveling with the toddler isn't always about, picture perfect Instagram moments. It's chaos, it's messy, it's exhausting. There's lots of laughter, there's lots of love. And I would encourage anybody, if you have somewhere that you want to travel to with your toddler, somewhere that feels like home, go for it. Go make those beautiful moments and enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Like, comment, subscribe, and share.